Majestic, Marie, and Alora. Got the wrestling world right here, no need to go far. All girls podcast, bringing vibes so grand. Talking power bombs and peaches, we've got the upper hand. With a smile, positivity, and tales of the ring. From Eddie Kingston's moves to each title swing. We're here to cheer, laugh, and maybe even cry. Join us on this ride, let's kiss that heel goodbye. Peaches and power bombs, let's start the show. Where legends come to dance and superstars glow. Listeners, come closer, hear the stories flow. With Majestic, Marie, and Alora, watch your fandom grow. Every episode's a celebration, moments that we hold. No storyline too big, no champion too bold. For the love of the sport, for each crowd's thunder. Wrestling's in our hearts, ever full of wonder. Every episode's a celebration, moments that we hold. No storyline too big, no champion too bold. For the love of the sport, for each crowd's thunder. Wrestling's in our hearts, ever full of wonder. So raise your signs high as we speak the truth of epic rivalries and glory of youth. From Eddie's grip to the Diva's reign. In every bout there's joy amidst the pain. Oh, peaches and power bombs, let's start the show. Where legends come to dance and superstars glow. Listeners, come closer, hear the stories flow. With Majestic, Marie, and Alora, watch your fandom grow. Watch your fandom grow.
Hey, everybody, and welcome to Peaches and Power Bombs. I'm Majestic Marie, alongside Miss Alora Preslee, and we brought our friends along for the ride today. Welcome, Tom Clark and Ray All Day. It's a Friendsgiving episode, and we're excited to have you guys with us today.
Yeah.
Thanks for having me. I appreciate it.
Thank you.
Yeah, it's always exciting. Before we get into the show, Ray knows all about this, and so does Tom. But it wouldn't be Peaches and Power Bombs without the Briscoe brothers getting us hyped up. So we're going to let them take it away.
There ain't no way, man. Ain't no way y'all could possibly be ready.
You can say you're ready as many times as you want.
That's all I'm gonna tell you.
Y'all boys ain't ready.
There's no way, man. Talking about they anxious. You hear him, chick?
Hey,
somebody losing sleep.
They losing sleep, baby. I've been getting the best sleep of my life.
I've been snoring, baby. I've been snoring.
Dreaming about this ass.
Very good.
I don't think that will ever get old. We will never change the hype video. Never. All right, guys, y'all know the drill. Like, share, subscribe, do all the things. Tell your friends about Peaches and Power Bombs, and tell your friends about Tom Clark and Ray All Day and everybody.
You know, we're 11
Yes, please.
We're 11 followers away from 900, so please hit that follow button. Check us out.
We're slowly getting there. All right, so I don't have the pre-show stuff. We're going to do a predictions episode of Full Gear, everybody. I don't have the pre-show on the list to talk about in detail, but I do want to kind of just list it because it'll become obvious why here in just a second. because usually we just skip over the pre-show. But we have 4 matches on the pre-show, and they are the CMLL World Trios Championship is on the line with the Don Callis family versus the El Sky team. So Okada won his match apparently last night. Big shocker, Ray, right? We pretty much knew that was going to happen. We also have a tag team match, Boom and Doom versus Roppongi Vice. We have a $200,000 reward match. It's a 4-way. It's also a tag team match. And that has Max Caster and Anthony Bowens versus the Outrunners versus the Bang Bang Gang versus Big Bill and Brian Keith. And then, of course, we have another tag team match, which is the Workhorsemen versus Eddie Kingston and Hook. So y'all see why I had to mention the pre-show. But is there any of these matches that stick out to y'all and that makes y'all excited about Full Gear?
Well, firstly, why are they doing these $100,000, $200,000, $400,000 matches all the time now? Is it just like a gimmick or what?
Feels like a gimmick. Not sure why. I at the point where you're telling people that there's a cash prize, first off, no one believes it.
Yes.
I mean, how many of us
That's
believe
what I
it?
was just like,
Yeah. Number two, like even if it is real, there's never really sort of any kind of story behind it. The only money storyline there's been in terms of, cash or whatnot has been the Bucks.
Yeah.
Which,
yeah.
not bad. In any given time, you could argue that it's getting old, but I kind of like when the Chons weren't there and the music wasn't there and, they were taking everything away from them. They're begging for money and whatnot. I kind of like that.
Yeah, that was great.
Mm-hmm.
Mm.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, who's Roppongi Vice fighting?
Boom and Doom, Bing Boom AJ, and QT Marshall.
Oh, okay. I haven't seen QT Marshall in forever.
Yeah.
I didn't know he was still wrestling. I thought he was just behind the scenes.
He's in great shape. I don't really have much to say about the AJ guy. I know they serve a purpose, him and his kid, and kudos to them. But it's not really for me. I mean, I get that they bring viewers online, but I don't know. I could live without it.
Yeah, I could too.
Looks
But
like
I can't
Okada's
live
hitting him with
without-
the belt.
What I can't live without is Eddie Kingston on the card, so that's always a good thing.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And that tag team match between them and the Workhorsemen is going to be good. I know Eddie Kingston has faced both of those guys in the past. I think he actually defended his Ring of Honor World Championship in the past against Anthony Henry, and that was a good match. So,
So Drake's getting some work. That's good for him.
yeah, it's good stuff.
It's just a we don't have to spend all day on it, but it's a go nowhere match, and I like all 4 guys. It's no disrespect, but it's a go nowhere match. I mean, Eddie's no closer to doing anything now than he was the day before he came back, and it doesn't mean he has to be the world champion today. But him and Mark Briscoe, which we'll get into later, kind of feels like they're just not going to pull the trigger. It is what it is. Again, I won't spend all day on it, but it's frustrating. I'm glad all 4 guys are on the card, but it's unless it goes somewhere, I'm like, I don't know why we're doing this. So that's just me.
Mm-hmm. Jamie, a friend of the show, he said the same thing. He's like, I don't know how those money matches started.
Yeah, I was about to say, if it was real, hook a sister up. I mean, because it costs a ton of money.
Well, if he's giving it out, if he's giving it out. Well, let's go ahead and move on to the main roster, and here we'll talk a little bit more in detail about what's going on. We have a 4-way tag between the last 4 remaining tag teams of the tournament. Whoever wins this match gets to pick a stipulation in their next match in the tournament. I don't know why they're doing this, but they are. But, happy that the girls are on the card, I guess. But it just seems frivolous at this point. We have Megan Bain and Marina Shafir versus Toni Storm and Mina Shirakawa versus Willow Nightingale and Harley Cameron versus the Sisters of Sin, who is Julia Hart and Sky Blue. Who do you guys see win this match, and who do you guys see win the actual tournament all around? Ray, we'll start with you.
Wow. So the winner of this fights again later that night?
Mm-mm. They just get to pick the stipulation of the next match in the tournament.
Oh, so it'll be like that Wednesday, I guess. I'm assuming, no?
Yeah, I
Okay.
guess so.
Yeah. I'm gonna pull a dark horse out of here, and I'm gonna go with Willow and the Wrath. I like that team. They have a new name for the team. I forgot what it's called. Something Wrath. Happy Wrath.
Babes of Wrath.
Babes of Wrath.
Oh,
So
yeah,
I
I
like
couldn't
it.
read it. Sorry.
Yeah. Babes of Wrath. So I like them. Most likely it's going to be the Sisters of Sin, but I'm going to go with a dark horse here and go with Cameron and Willow. I don't know what the stipulation will be. If the Sisters of Sins win, it'll probably be like some like hardcore match, I'm assuming. Something that's going to make Sky Blue bleed some more. Part 2. And go from there. I mean, I was really disappointed the time Mello lost. I don't know why they didn't want to pull the trigger with those two. But it is what it is. So yeah, I'm going like I said, either way. But for the 4-way, I go Sisters of Sin, and they'll pick the stipulation. It'll be like a blood stab you in the eye match. and then Holly Cameron and Willow will get the belts eventually.
Interesting.
I think if Megan Bain and Marina Shafir win this match, they won't win the tag titles. So I think Toni Storm and Mina Shirakawa probably have this match. I could see that happening. I like Ray Alday's pick. That is definitely a dark horse pick. I think it could go either way, honestly. So all the teams, I like all the teams in their own special way. But yeah, I think this is just filler one to keep to continue on from Blood and Guts into to the finals of the tag team tournament and having the first women's tag team champs. So I guess they're just trying to keep everybody busy at this point.
I have a little bit of a different view. I think this match is, I love that it's here, and I don't consider it a throwaway at all. I think it's a great way to keep the women's tag team championship tournament front of mind without just throwing to the back for several spot-on interviews. It gives 4 different teams that are still in the mix a chance to perform, which is good. I do think Toni and Mina will end up winning the titles in the long run. I kind of felt that way from the beginning, but then as time went on, I'm like, yeah. But after seeing that entrance last night, they're just so entertaining. And at some point, it's like, yeah, it kind of feels like if you're going to keep Toni up there without the championship, then you give her the tag belts. You could always work an angle between her and Mina later. As far as who wins this, it wouldn't make sense for Toni and Mina to win, I don't suppose. I would say maybe Megan and Marina could win. I think if Penelope Ford hadn't went down, then Megan and Penelope could have been the tag team champs. I think that would have made a lot of sense. But in terms of the stipulation, I don't know. The stipulation, in my opinion, depending on how it's handled, that to me is what could be a throwaway. But I don't view the match itself as being anything other than it should be a really solid, hard-hitting match, I think. I'm looking forward to it.
It's going to be a good match. Not disputing that.
Sure.
Yeah, I think whoever wins this match at Full Gear is definitely not winning the tournament. Because they like to do that. No matter what company you're in, they like to do that. I see more than likely that it will be Toni Storm and Mina, and I like it and I don't like it all at the same time, just because there's so many of these tag teams that have been working together for so long, and they are a legitimate tag team, like Julia Hart and Sky Blue. They have been together for a while, and then I know that Mina and Toni Storm are, they're friends and they've been allies for a while, but they just came together to be in the tournament. Also, Toni Storm and Mercedes Moné has been kind of the front and center of the women's division, and I thought that this was a good thing for the other women to get a chance to shine and maybe be champions. But it looks like Toni Storm is going to be champion again, and like coming in there, and I don't know.
I can see that. Yeah.
It looks like they have those three on top all the time. It's Chris, Mercedes, and Tony. And it's like, and everybody else is like it's such a gap. So I understand your point, Marie. I agree with you to an extent. But to Tom's point too, yeah, Toni Storm, like she's so over.
Yes,
You've
exactly.
got to do something with her. You've got to. So I understand what he's saying. He has a very valid argument. Like you can't have her on TV all the time, getting the pop that she's getting, and not put a belt on her at some point. You got to give her.
Well,
something.
yeah, I understand the thought behind it, because if I was in charge, I would probably do the same thing too. Okay, I need to keep Toni Storm busy, but at the same time, I want her on my show because she carried that company for like 2 years on her back. She's kind of the face of AEW to me. And I would not want her
she's
to
a draw, yeah.
I wouldn't want her to be sitting on the sidelines, but at the same time, I think I still have the right to feel sorry a little bit for the other girls who have been working in the women's tag team division before they were the women's tag team division. So that's all I'm coming from.
I think the good thing is that no matter who wins the belts, that you've got girls that you've put together, like you said, that are established. These are going to be the same teams who are challenging for the belts. So you're going to continue to get quality matches even after the inaugural champs are crowned. So whoever gets them, the other teams aren't going to go away, I assume. They'll have to be the teams that challenge. So eventually, by process elimination, one or more of these teams, they're going to pass the belts around at some point. So I think whoever wins, it'll be fine, hopefully.
Yeah, hopefully so. Someone, I'm thinking that's Christine, but I'm not 100% sure, saying that they hope that Willow and Harley win.
I'd be up for that.
I would be okay with that too. And Strav is here, and I saw that Collision was going to be in your hometown last week, Strav. So I'm glad you got to go.
Yeah, that's awesome.
And Timothy is here, and he doesn't like Toni Storm. And that's because Toni Storm took the title off of Jamie Hayter. So what do you do? All right, we have another money match. Yay. But here, there's actually some story behind the money match, so I'm not as against it. And that's with Kenny Omega and the Jurassic Express versus the Young Bucks and Josh Alexander. All these guys have been kind of scrawling around with each other for the past several billion years. And we're continuing. It is Jurassic Express.
I was going to say, it's Jurassic, so the 7 billion years. Are you fighting for the cookie already? It's not Wednesday.
Hey.
Okay.
I have a cookie button on Peaches and Power Bombs too, so you never know.
You never know.
I'm gonna go ahead and throw out my answer here. I think I'm gonna say that Kenny Omega and Jurassic Express are probably gonna win this, and this is just gonna be another step towards reuniting Kenny Omega with the Young Bucks, because they've been kind of teasing that lately.
I like that. But in the back of my mind, I'm like, Don Callis is trying to get them to join the family too, but that's just the
he's trying to get everybody to join the family.
Right,
I think I have an email somewhere.
Right.
Tom starts on Monday.
That's just the part of me, but I agree with Marie. I think we can go that route, but you never know. But I think the Bucks, I think they've been humbled enough. So even though I hate to see it end, I just love everything from the no pyro, no music, the tags under their names when they're introduced. It was extremely funny, very very entertaining.
It does seem like the Bucks are turning face. At this point, you've sown so many seeds that to not have them turn face, in my opinion, is lazy. So if it were to all have been a swerve and they're really with Dawn, I feel like it's just cheap, and everyone's going to see that coming. So I think it would make much more sense for them to turn face. Having said that, who knows what they're going to do?
Yeah.
I mean, I think it's funny how Callis has interjected himself so much into these shows that, like, we see him multiple times, which, you know, in New Japan, you know, the big factions, you know, Gato would come out with several different members of Bullet Club, depending on what show it was, but they weren't cutting promos. So he was just there. Callis comes out, man, he talks a lot, and he'll do commentary and backstage and in the ring. And I'm like, I will say that bit where he's telling him to give him the knee, and he's showing him how to, and he keeps going back and forth in the ring last night. Awesome. That popped me so hard. Funniest thing ever. He's got his moments. And I love the family. It's 9 guys strong. Yeah, it'll topple at some point. They don't need the Bucks. It's not necessary.
No,
They
they
don't.
do not.
I mean, if they do it, they do it. But I love Don Callis' family. There's so many talented guys in there. And, you know, it's a great way to get 9 guys on camera all the time without necessarily them having to work a match. And look, if you're at the show, you're getting paid. So, like,
Yep.
you know, if I'm a wrestler, yeah, would I rather be in the ring? Sure. But wait, I don't have to work and I get, yeah, okay, that's good with me. I don't know. That's just me talking.
You can do a little backstage segment or
Yeah.
vignette where you beating somebody up, whoever you're mad at that week, you know.
Yeah, for sure.
Mm-hmm. And depending on who you are, you might just have to stand there and still get paid.
And I love how Okada's talking so much smack about Takeshi when he's not on the TV with him. It's great.
That's
I love it.
so
Yes.
funny.
I'm so here
Yes.
for it.
Yeah, me too.
Turning off the TV. Bam. Oh, oops, sorry. Button's
One
not
button.
working. Oh, when that implodes, that's going to be fun. That's going to be fun.
Yeah.
All right, Ray, what you got?
I'm agreeing with all you. I think it's going to be Kenny and the Express. I think the Bucks will.
Yeah.
I don't know if they're going to turn that night, but they're going to do something that messes things up. Obviously, you know, poor Josh Alexander's going to have to look up at the lights again because, you know, that's what he does. And yeah, it would make no sense for them not to turn face at this point. It looks too obvious, and like for them to be the swerve, it's ridiculous. So I can't see it why they wouldn't.
Don Callis is making people sick in the comments. It happens.
He's hysterical. Don Callis is hysterical.
Yeah.
Like
And,
that whole knee thing that Tom was referencing, that's hysterical.
Our friends from Straight Up Wrestling Show, Harry and Chris, they're in the chat. So, all right, guys. Well, we're going to move on to the AEW Women's Championship match between Chris Statlander and Mercedes Moné. Mercedes Moné had a match last night against Red Velvet to see who is the real Ring of Honor World Women's TV title, and Mercedes Moné won. I was not expecting anything less. She's coming into a big pay-per-view match against Chris Statlander on the this Saturday, so we wouldn't want her to lose quite yet anyway. So, Tom, I'm going to start with you.
Mm-hmm.
Who do you see winning? Do you see Chris Statlander retaining, or do you think Mercedes Moné is going to add another title to her collection?
I don't think Mercedes is going over. I could be wrong, but I think Stat keeps it. I just feel like maybe that's my heart talking. I mean, I love Mercedes. I have no problem with the belt collector stuff. A lot of people do. That's I don't care, whatever. But I'm fine with it. It's an angle. It's a storyline, guys. We every company runs angles. I mean, if people can either like it or they don't. But I would hope that Stat's not just a transitional champion. I think she's great. I think she's really coming to her own. I think we've seen her and Anna Jay really blossom since the days that the doors open on that company. I think that's freaking great. We've watched their evolution over the past 6 years. So I don't want to see Stat lose this match. I don't know if that means – I mean, Mercedes can get pinned. I mean, she can absolutely get pinned.
Yeah.
So, I mean, and plus Stat pinning her doesn't hurt Mercedes, and it helps Stat.
Right.
again, at this point, your name is Mercedes Moné. I don't care how many belts you have, unless they just put her on a streak of losing 10 matches in a row. I don't think you can hurt her. I just don't think it's possible. So, I mean, I think if she loses this, she'll be fine. And there's a lot more story to tell. But, she's eventually going to end up with that championship. And it may not be Saturday night. It's going to be eventually. My heart's telling me, please let Stat win, and that's what I'm hoping for. So,
Alora?
Well, Tom, we have come a long way from Sasha Banks. You could not stand her a few years ago. But
y'all reference stuff like that, and I never remember. I'm so time passes.
Yeah, it really does. It really does. I echo what Tom says. I think we're seeing. I think too, we're also seeing a trend where when it comes to the big one, Mercedes can't do it. Because she lost to Tony, and she lost to Athena, the Ring of Honor Women's Championship match, and then here, she may lose too. And I'm with Tom. I think Chris needs to keep it. I'm loving the dynamic between the two of them, and it's like Tom said, it's not going to hurt her regardless. She'll lose all of them in due time, but I think there's more positives than negatives, and people just give anybody a hard time, and Mercedes is no exception, and so it's like, well, either way, she is a draw, and and she's going to give you your money's worth. She's been putting on some of her best work, and can't fault her for that. So, but yeah,
I think they're better with her than without her. That's how I'll sum it up. I 100% believe that.
Yeah, absolutely. I think AEW stock went up incredulously when she came to them, because I think in a way that kind of changed the game for AEW and its women's division, because Mercedes, when she was in WWE, as Sasha Banks, she did all this incredible stuff in WWE. So yeah, she was literally a primetime player. So yeah, and I think she's just thriving. You could tell she's happier, and yeah. So, but yeah, I just want like I said it again. I think Chris is gonna win. But yeah, Mercedes. But I think I'm hoping they might touch on the pattern that she can't win the big one, and that might mean something more later on. Let's say months or a year from now. Well, you can't win the big one. So.
Okay, Ray.
I'm gonna go against the grain. I'm gonna say another belt for Monet. I feel first I was very happy that when she fought Red Velvet, she was the champion. It wasn't this interim thing like UFC does, where like you can't fight and they have an interim champion and then you come back with your belt. So she didn't come in with the championship. She was actually defending it against Red Velvet. So that was good. And Red Velvet put on a fantastic match. So kudos to her. I think Mercedes is coming through with this. I feel like they're going to keep the streak alive and give her 18 belts and let's keep this going. I like the angle. I think it's funny. And the guys are coming out with the belts. I had the frat party come out with the belts with her.
Yeah, I do like that too.
I do too.
Yeah, it's hysterical. So yeah, I love Chris. I don't want to see her as an interim champion, but Mercedes has lost the big one to Tony, and she can't lose this one. So I feel like I don't think it would hurt her, but everybody anticipates Chris beating her, and that's where I'm gonna go. I'm going Mercedes again.
Well, Ray, I'm sorry, but you're going to be the only one left on that island, on the Mercedes Island, because I'm going to say Chris Statlander too, and I'm going to add a little bit onto what Alora was saying about her not being able to win the big one, because right now she has beaten Chris Statlander at least twice. last year she put her TBS title on the line against Chris Statlander, and she beat her twice. So she's probably in kayfabe land going into this thinking, "Oh, I've already beat you twice, but I couldn't beat Toni Storm for that title, so this is going to be a little bit easier on me, and now I'm finally going to get that AEW Women's Championship, the crowning jewel to all of these other little rubies that I have underneath me. But it's not going to happen this time. And third time's the charm for Chris Statlander, and she's going to come out
I like that.
victorious. So we'll see how it goes.
Yeah, I like that. Ray all day said he gonna die on that hill, though.
I'm dying on that hill. I'm telling you. I'll be texting all of you when Mercedes gets the belt. I'll do a little dance.
I will eat crow the next time we have our show.
Yeah,
All right,
I got
there
it.
we go.
She's getting that belt. Another belt on her, around her waist.
All right, well, the next thing we're going to talk about is the Casino Gauntlet match because we have yet another new championship. I don't know why they unified the other two that Okada has. If they were going to bring another one in, that doesn't make any sense to me. But regardless, you just accept it because you can't do anything to change it. So here we go. And they're actually doing the funny thing that we talked about yesterday, Ray.
Yeah,
They're actually doing.
Going to happen.
Bobby Lashley and Shelton Benjamin won the number 1 and the number 2 spot. So we were thinking that wasn't going to happen, that Ricochet was going to win his match, but he didn't. And we get Bobby Lashley versus Shelton Benjamin to start us off. So
Interesting.
Alora, how do you feel about that?
I didn't know that. So that's gonna be interesting. And do they just every man for himself or goof around? I don't know, but they didn't announce it. Everybody who was in the gauntlet, did they?
No, because you want to be either number 1 or number 2 because it only goes as long as there's no fall. So if you have Bobby Lashley pin Shelton Benjamin in 3 seconds, then the match is over and Bobby wins, and number 3 doesn't even get to come out.
Gotcha. I don't know where I was going with that, but yeah, that just kind of makes things interesting on the Hurt Syndicate's front. I think we'll still get more with them and the Demand.
Oh yeah, that's not going away.
Yeah, I do think we'll see some of that, and I had no idea about this, so I really kind of don't have a lot to say about it, but. Casino gauntlets are always good, and sometimes they always have that.
Did we lose her? Okay. All right, Alora, we lost you. You're gonna have to maybe try to come back in. Tom, what do you think of this? I was thinking that Kenny Omega was actually going to be part of the gauntlet match, but he's not. So who do you see winning it?
I think it could be between Lashley or Shelton. And if not those two guys, dark horse pick is a returning Switchblade Jay White. That's my dark horse pick.
Is he healthy?
I don't know. I don't have any information telling me otherwise, but I'd love to see a surprise return that we don't expect.
I would love that. Let's do that.
Yeah, for sure.
Ray?
I actually have 3 outcomes. One of these two guys, the throw-up pick would be if Chicken Man gets in that match and finds a way to win. Or the ultimate surprise would be a return of the King, Adam Cole.
I think Adam's done.
You think he's done?
I think he's done. Did you hear Tony Khan's interview with Ariel Helwani?
No, I didn't.
I think he's done. I mean, he could be working. Maybe the interview was a work and trying to pull the wool over your eyes and tease. But he flat out said that they were going to that they were wanting to find a way to keep Adam in the company if he wanted to be backstage, and that he could travel with them. But it sounds like he's done in the ring. That's how he made it sound. I mean, anything could happen, but yeah, it's not looking good. So,
and he looks sincerely sad too when he said that. So
yeah, it could be working. He could be that they know that he's gearing up to come back, and they're wanting to keep it on the down low. Maybe that's it.
Yeah.
But it seemed genuine. I don't know.
I think he's going to come back. I think he has to come back. At least we'll see.
He may not be able to, man. His body may not allow it.
Yeah, because concussions are no joke.
Yeah. So,
unfortunately. Unfortunately, yeah, right. Yeah. So yeah, I mean, my biggest nightmare would be if Chicken Man wins that belt. So I can't see that. I cannot see that. So anybody else except him. Anybody, literally, I'll take anybody. You name the person, I'm good with it. It could be hologram, it could be Evil Uno. I'm good with anybody. Just please. Just not him.
Jeffrey says that Bobby and Shelton are going to stand there and pose waiting for the number 3 to come out. I don't think so.
Every 5 minutes someone comes in like the Royal Rumble?
I don't know how much time is in between. Do you know, Tom?
They're competitors, so that's one thing. I don't know if I see that happening.
Mm-mm.
So let's see. Maximum of 21 participants. Match starts with 2 workers in the ring, and randomly timed intervals. So there's no set time.
Okay, so it's just random.
Yeah. I hate the rules. I don't know how you set up a match where the first 2 guys, one can pin the other, and the match is over. Because logistically speaking, that's absolutely ridiculous. I would say the match hasn't started until all the guys have come out, but that's me.
I agree.
That'd be what I would do, but whatever,
It's different though. We'll give him that.
Yeah, no, for sure. I don't know.
Christina's asking if they say that Jay White is out until next year. I don't know.
Could be.
They might say stuff too, and then things end up being better than they thought. Because at one time, John Cena surprised everybody by being in the Royal Rumble when he was supposed to be out for like 4 or 5 more months. So you never know.
Hey, maybe
John's
your
a
hero
freak
could come in
too.
and win it.
All right, next up we have the CMLL. Oh, that's part of the. Is that part of the thing? Yes, it is. Okay, I don't know why I have that in here. We already talked about that. We have the AEW tag team match with FTR versus Brodito. I'm on the fence. If it was up to me, I would probably put the titles on FTR just so Adam Copeland and Christian could take it off of them and give them one more little run before they both decide to retire. But Brodito, on the other hand, is also really over with the crowd. Everybody likes them, so I don't know if I would want to take the titles off of them quite yet. So I'm on the fence. I would be happy either way.
I don't want to jump in front of you. So my heart says Brodito, my head says FTR. FTR can't lose match. They win every single match they have now. And somebody pushed back on me a couple weeks ago in the main event, something about Christian and Cope beat them. Well, yeah, that's Christian and Cope. They beat every team AEW has. And I get it. They're legends and all that stuff, and they'll go down as one. I get it. But at the same time, like, I don't know. They're going to, I guess part of the buildup is, hey, guys, look, we can't lose a match, so we're obviously going to beat Brodito, and then it doesn't happen. I guess that's possible. But, I'm at a weird point with FTR. I got a lot of respect for them. I just don't know where they go now.
That's fair.
In my opinion, it's boring. It's lame. I don't like it. I've made this known. I think their promos aren't great. I think this, we don't like them, but we did, it's just not, they're not funny. I don't think they're entertaining. I think Stokely's out of place. No offense, guys out there who love FTR, but I'm not feeling it. I'd love to see Brodito keep the belts. I think they're great. I think they're entertaining. They got a lot of chemistry. They're fresh. They're new. I don't know. I just feel like FTR, and in my opinion, new coat of paint, something's not.
They need something. I agree with that. They need something, and Stokely is not it.
No.
And if they are going to insist on having Stokely with them, then Cash and Cash Wheeler and Dax, they need to just be quiet and let Stokely talk for them instead of all three of them taking turns talking.
It's a lot. It's a lot of promo time.
It's too much.
Jeez.
It's too much. If you can talk for yourself, why is he out there?
Preach.
I mean, Paul Ellering could talk for the Road Warriors, and then Hawk and Animal talk, or Hawk and Animal talk first, and then Paul talks. So it works. It can work, but it
each
doesn't
of
mean
them
it works here.
But each of them doesn't need like
10 minutes apiece.
Yes, exactly.
Yeah, jeez.
It's a little much. It's a little much.
Yeah, for sure.
Ray, who do you have?
I'm going with FTR. I feel like it's their time. I feel like they've beaten everybody. I love Brodito. I love him. But, yeah, I feel like this is the time for FTR to get those belts at some point. I agree with you, too, as well. I don't like having the mouthpiece, especially because those two can actually talk. So I don't understand the logistics of it. Like, usually bring a mouthpiece like that for a team that doesn't do a lot of talking. You know, or a team just doesn't cut great promos. Those guys speak. So, yeah, when the three of them are there, it's like, dude, I go get a sandwich, make myself a drink, come back, they're still going at it. I'm like, oh, my God. Like, it's too much. It's too much. It's too much. So.
Alora is saying that her hotspot is used up and that she enjoyed having you guys on, and happy Thanksgiving.
Same to you.
Same to you, likewise.
Sad. Jeffrey says it's boring because it's too predictable. Sometimes predictability is a good thing and sometimes it's not. It depends on what is predictable and what, you know. All right, so this next match, I'm interested in hearing what Tom has to say. I know Ray and I talk about this almost every week since they announced it, so I'm looking forward to hearing your take on it. It's one of the more interesting, has one of the more interesting stipulations on the card, so I'm excited to see what you say. And that is, we have a no DQ match for the TNT title. If Mark Briscoe loses, he has to join the Don Callis family. So, yeah, Tom, I'm sorry.
So
I forgot your name. It's been one of those days. I am so sorry.
We've all got love for Mark. I think we'd all like to see him have a chance for that championship at some point, the world title. But I don't think it's going to happen. And I'm not trying to be a doomsayer. I love Mark, and I hope I'm wrong. But they have not yet proved to me they're willing to do anything with him besides conglomeration and besides him working Kyle Fletcher to the end of time. So I say take the belt off Kyle Saturday night, and Mark should get that title and hold it for 6 months. And if you're not willing to do that, put him in the family. Because at the very least, Mark will be on TV every single week, like all the family is. Mark is great in what he
Briscoe
does.
is already on TV every week.
But what titles does he have? How often is he pushed to the moon? That's what I'm saying. If you're going to do it, do it. And if you're not going to, leave him where he's at. Like, I think this guy has proven that he's willing to do whatever it takes. I don't know how much more the fans need to pop for him to prove to the locker room, to prove to Khan that he should be a guy. Maybe not the guy forever, but that he could conceivably pin Hangman Page tomorrow night and nobody'd bat an eye to it. Because he's that freaking good and he's that believable as a top babyface. But if Khan doesn't agree, and if they want to keep him in the pigeonhole of conglomeration, change it up. Put him in the Don Callis family for 3 months. Just because he's in the family does not mean he's going along with it. He could be there against his will. He could intentionally sabotage it from the inside. They could say, well, you know, and they're going to play the game of, well, since you're in the family, I now own your contract, which means I can fire you and all that nonsense, which we all know it's BS. But that's probably what they'll use. But, you know, I also think that the best talents are up for a challenge. And I said this a long time ago when people said the Briscoes couldn't go to a WWE. I said, why? Well, they'd have to change. And? So you mean to tell me that, well, they had to stop cursing. And? Like, you tell a pro wrestler, I bet you can't do this. I'm sorry. I think that's a challenge. So, I mean, I think Mark is good enough. He can do anything. Can he make that work with the family? I think he could. Does it mean he has to come out in a 3-piece suit? Doesn't mean that at all. I mean, it's, you know, The easiest answer here is he beats Kyle. So that's what I'm hoping for. Fingers crossed he beats Kyle. Because the conglomeration, I get it. They're fun. They got that new little intro look. It's a sitcom. I like that a lot. I like everybody in there. But there's moments when it kind of feels like the Fun Police back in the NBA, where the Fun Police was full of players who never won a ring. And at some point that became the joke. Fun Police, that's funny, guys. You ever going to win a ring, any of you? So it's kind of feeling like that to me at some point. Maybe I'll be wrong. So that was my 12-minute answer to quickly say, I hope that he beats Fletcher. That's what I think.
All
So-
right, Ray. I know you're a big
know
Kyle
what?
Fletcher fan.
I'm a
What
huge
are you
Kyle
gonna
Fletcher
say?
fan. We've said this a million times on every show. He cut his hair and he's a different guy. I think all his powers were relieved when he cut his hair. I think the long hair was draining him and making him weak. So I think cutting his hair gave him strength and muscles, and Kyle's a different character. The big thing that I didn't take it into consideration, the fact that it's a no DQ. So meaning Fletcher can lose and not say, oh, you pinned me in a regular match. You know, you had to use your chair. You had to do something to quote unquote cheat to beat me. So if he beats him and gets the belt, it's not going to like destroy Kyle Fletcher. Like, oh, you lost your belt. You got pinned, by Mark Briscoe, yada, yada, yada. No DQ is the best match for them to win. I don't see Briscoe join the conglomeration. And if he does, like Tom said, he's going to be sabotaging him from the inside out. I can't see him going heel. He's just too over. He's too popular. We talked about Willow. He's on that same level where I just can't see it. So my gut's saying it's going to be Mark this time. Finally give him the belt. Finally just give him this good belt.
Yeah.
That's what I would do too. I'm a huge Mark Briscoe fan, so I like to see him do a lot of stuff. I like silly Mark Briscoe. I also like more serious Mark Briscoe. Like you saw that a little bit when he was going up against MJF. I do want to throw this out here because it just popped in my head literally 5 seconds ago. But MJF is wrapping up his filming, isn't he?
Maybe.
Isn't the last thing he did was lose to Mark Briscoe?
Oh.
Yeah, I don't know. Listen, they're probably going to go back to that. I don't know that they need to. He beat him. Let's move on. But it's AEW. They go back to stuff all the time.
I'm the same way. If it was up to me, Mark Briscoe would win this title. And that maybe then we could revisit MJF with the title in the picture at that time.
Right.
And then Kyle Fletcher can move on to bigger and better things. I don't know. Not that the TNT title is not good, by the way. But he's going to be a main event player here coming next year. He is.
Oh, he'll be world champion at some point.
So I think that's just a matter of time. But if Mark Briscoe loses, him accidentally hitting members of the Don Callis family, oops, I tripped him. Oops, I did that. Oops, and him trying to dress the part in a funny looking suit or something, it's going to be funny. So at the same time, whatever Mark Briscoe does, it's going to be good, and he's going to make the best out of whatever he's given. So,
I mean, how many people wanted to see Danielson join the Wyatt family? And look how that turned out. To this day, one of the biggest pops I've ever heard was the night he finally turned on them and turned on Bray in that cage. To this day, one of the biggest pops I've ever freaking heard. So it ended up working out. So I mean, this could work out. I'm not gonna poo-poo the idea of it, because I think with this company you have to be prepared for anything. Because just when you think you got it figured out, they go left instead of going right. They do it all the time.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, that is true.
That's facts.
Hey Ray, our statements are getting over with the audience here. We got them saying Reverse Samson now too.
Facts. Because you always pictured him as like a tag guy when he had the hair. Now I can't even remember who was teaming up with Mark Davis. That's like, it seems like such a distant memory. Like he's a completely different person. Like when Shawn Michaels kicked Jannetty and put him through the glass, and I can't remember when Michaels was a tag guy. Like I don't look at Kyle like that at all. He looks like a champion. He dressed like a champion.
Shane says that Mark was a heel at one time in Ring of Honor when he fought Jay for the belt. Yes, but this is a different time now. And there is no way on this planet that Mark Briscoe, after what happened to Jay, are people going to boo him?
No. I don't think he could get over as a heel.
Maybe after some time, but I still think it's too soon.
I think anything's possible. And again, if I'm Mark, I take that as a challenge.
That's true.
I just feel like, and the question of, do people turn on you? I think it depends on who he jumps. He lays hands on the right person, they're going to boo him out of the building. He sneak attacks Darby, he's heel. I love Mark, but you can't sneak attack Darby Allin. You can sneak attack other faces in that company, but you can't sneak attack Darby. You can't sneak attack Orange.
Hangman.
I don't think it would work. I think you're heel. If you sneak attack Orange Cassidy, you're freaking heel. Or at least that night you are, because people are gonna have a heck of a time cheering you for that. I'm
sorry. For some reason the main event got deleted. I don't know why. Anyway, I put the two Death Riders matches sort of together. We're going to talk about them one after the other. First, here's Pac versus Darby Allin. And I'm just going to go ahead and say that Pac should win this match.
Agreed.
But not with that singlet. Put on some shorts again. Some trunks. Get rid of that stupid
singlet. Why are you so obsessed with their clothes, Ray?
Because it just looks bad. Get wet. Go in the shower. Get all wet. Put your shorts back on and then wrestle. Then the old Pac, I like that Pac.
A dry pack is ineffective. A dry pack is an ineffective pack. We've all agreed on that.
Dry pack is ineffective.
But Ray is obsessed with wrestlers' gear. Let's be honest.
Yes, he is.
I am.
Obsessed.
And how much they weigh.
God. Every day with that. Jeez. We got to get you a joke rider, man. I got to do my job as your producer. Get you a joke rider. You kidding me? I got to help up. I got to step up and help out.
One time I decided to look up everybody's weight so I could make a point. But it backfired on me because Adam Cole is still like 30 pounds, weighs 30 pounds more
Adam Cole is like
than Orange Cassidy.
250.
He is not.
There's no way he's 250. No chance.
Yeah, he is 245, 250.
Yeah, you know better than that.
Yeah, he is. He's over 200.
No. Yes. Maybe by a pound.
Orange Cassidy's like 130 pounds.
Yeah. Now we're just getting off in left field.
Yes.
I think Pac needs to win because I think Pac's going to end up leading the Death Riders. And if he's not the undisputed leader, I think when they throw John out, it'll be like, we don't need a leader. We're going to run this by committee. This is our group, not yours.
Mm-hmm.
All you do is tap out. Dude, they jump. Freaking Kyle put him in that leg lock, and he tapped, and it wasn't even a match.
Tapped
I'm like
3 times.
It's so over for him. He's so out of that group, and it's done. You know what I mean? There's no chance. They can do what they want, but I'd be shocked if they didn't kick him out at this point.
Yep. I'm going to go ahead and bring that up since you just mentioned it. Jon Moxley versus Kyle O'Reilly. Jon Moxley is going to lose here too. He's going to tap out to Kyle O'Reilly, and the Death Riders are going to come out while he does that, kind of shoo Kyle O'Reilly out, make it look like they're, defending their leader here, and then they're going to turn on John. I have a feeling it's going to happen as early as this weekend.
Yeah, I agree 100%. It's inevitable. He was tapping the minute he put him in that leg lock. So it's just inevitable that John's going to end up getting kicked out.
I mean, how do you get Jon Moxley out of a group? I think you need to set fire to him, throw him through 5 panes of glass, pitch him off a roof. Because it's John. I mean, you got to get the point across to this guy. He's crazy. So
I know.
Don't
give them any ideas, Tom.
Well, he'll probably say, "I'll do that, no problem."
Yeah, sure, throw him off a roof match. That's a good idea.
Yeah.
The problem with Jon Moxley is he's up to doing anything.
John is so good. I'm telling you, John is just. The Death Riders thing took a heck of a long time to come to fruition, but now that it has, John was never not good through the whole thing. It's just that
no.
He would cut these cryptic promos, and I'm like, I don't know what he's talking about. I don't. He spent a month talking about something's coming, blah, blah, blah. I'm like, there's nothing coming. What are you talking about? Nothing came. I think, again, we've said this before, but I think something happened behind the scenes that got ixnayed or that the plans changed. And then the promos had to change as a result. And at that point, they're just like, just say this, or he'll think of something to say or whatever. But now that we see where it's all playing out, I love it.
Yeah.
So we'll see.
Yeah. It's funny because I'm not really into like the death match, hardcore, crazy matches like that. But for some reason, Jon Moxley, there's something about him that intrigues me, even though his style of wrestling and his style of matches are not necessarily my favorite. And I think that says a lot about people when you don't even like their style of wrestling, but you still like them. So,
He's great. His book
love
is a
Mox.
must read, by the way. If you've never read his book, it's fantastic.
it is really good, especially the chapter on sandwiches.
Yeah, it's infamous at this point.
Yes.
It's so good. He narrates the audible version of that book too.
Oh my goodness.
It's great. It's great.
I gotta get that now.
It's great to listen to. He's just, in my opinion, he's the company's MVP over the past 2 years. I don't know who else it could be. I think, we said earlier about it's a different company without Mercedes. It's absolutely a different company without Jon Moxley. I think
I agree with that
changes.
100%.
Everything changes if he leaves. And by the way, I just don't foresee a point where he would ever. I just don't see it. I think they burned him good enough. They burned so many people good enough in another company. We're like, yeah, I'm done.
Mm-hmm.
So we'll see. Anything could happen, but yeah, I don't think so.
Yeah, I don't see it. I don't see it. I don't know why they're giving Kyle O'Reilly this big push. I'd like to see someone else get the push, but it is what it is.
Why? Kyle hasn't gotten a push before.
What's wrong with Kyle O'Reilly?
He's an Adam Cole lackey.
Oh my god!
He jumped on
Adam
his
Cole isn't there to give it to.
He should come back and get back his spot. It just bothers me.
I know, honey, but we want
just
him to
bothers
be
me.
healthy.
Yeah, but I want him to be okay.
Shane is asking if Moxley gets thrown out of the Death Riders, does Marina go with him? No.
It's a great question because they've made it known. I don't know if they made it known on TV. I think commentators have talked about it, that he's coached her behind the scenes, which he has.
Mm-hmm.
She's a much different worker now than she was a year ago.
Yes.
But she's improved.
Yes.
But I don't know, like this guy who's coached you up and told you about, we keep fighting to the end, and then the dude keeps tapping out. Yeah. At some point, I'm like, I'm going to collar in this guy. Like
Mm-hmm.
You might be Luke Skywalker, but I'm taking you out. I don't know. I don't know. She might be part of the people putting the boots to him.
Yeah, that's what I said. It was
That's
201.
Fake news.
It is not.
He's not 200 pounds. You guys are so wrong. I met him, and it was like hugging a bear. He's a big guy.
I met him too, and he's freaking tiny.
Well, because you're 6'7".
He's the tiniest
I'm
guy
sorry,
I've ever
6'8".
seen. My kid at the time was bigger than him. My kid was like 11.
You think he's under 200 pounds?
I think, well, of course. Listen, 201 can become 199 really easy.
Mm-hmm.
Like, of course, yeah. And it's not his fault. He's the height he is. That's it. It's nothing he did. It's just that, his body works for him. His physique works for him. And I was never one of those guys saying, "Oh, he's too small for this, too small for that." I think context is important.
Mm-hmm.
Like if all your top guys are 6'7", 350, ripped, that's going to look a certain way if Adam Cole starts pinning people. To me, but that's not what this is. Like he's worked plenty of guys who are 20 pounds heavier than him, give or take, and it still looks fine. So I think it's perfectly doable. And I love Adam Cole, man. I don't want to see him be done. I don't. I think he's great.
And just because someone is on the smaller side doesn't mean that there's no reason to like him. Their size has nothing really to do with it. It's that, is their character speaking to you? That is what pro wrestling is all about. Are these people speaking to you? And I don't know. Can you relate to it in some way? And is it interesting? Why are they fighting? That type of thing. So, all right. Well, we have one more match to go over. And it's okay to like Adam Cole. There's nothing wrong with liking Adam Cole just because he's 199 pounds.
Yeah, just because he's 245 pounds, it is what it is.
Okay.
Yeah, hold the can.
We're moving on now. We have the AEW World Title on the line in a cage match between Hangman Adam Page versus Samoa Joe. Tom, we'll go ahead and start with you.
I think Page retains. I think it's going to be a really solid match. I mean, Hobbs is out. According to the match the way it happened, he took out Shibata. I think he's taking out Joe, and I think this will be the end of this little mini feud. And I think in my head, whoever wins that national championship would confront Page, if not Saturday, then on Wednesday next week is my guess, but I don't know that for sure. I like to see how it plays out. Anxious to see it, but I think this is. I said this about John when he was champ. When you got a world champion and people start talking about take it off of him, you got to give me a real good reason and give me a real good way to take the belt off Hangman Page. And I said the same thing about Mox. Like, in my head, maybe I'm old school, but like, I don't just take world titles and drop them anytime I feel like it. I need a really good reason to take the belt off the guy that I've built up as being the guy in my locker room, at least on my TV show. So, like, if I'm taking off Page, I need a really good reason for it. And I don't think there is one right now.
I don't think there is either. And I don't think Samoa Joe is the right person at this moment.
At this time, sure.
Yes.
Yeah.
Not to say that it wouldn't be believable or anything like that, because surely it would be, because Samoa Joe is a beast. And, I love that dude to death. Do not get me wrong.
Great.
But, I don't see any way that Hangman Page loses this title.
No, they're going to throw the kitchen sink at Hangman, but he's going to pull it out. I think Hobbs is going to come back from his, injury from getting hurt. He'll try to intervene, but it won't matter. I can't see Page losing this. There's no reason for him, like Tom said, to drop the belt. He's over. Let him hold the belt for a while. And, I think whoever wins this tournament probably. Well, they're having the Continental Classic tournament next week too, right?
I think so.
Yeah, that's a weird belt. The only belt you could lose without even getting pinned.
Yeah, it's odd.
That's an odd belt. I wouldn't want that belt. I don't get enough points. I never got pinned, but I don't have enough points, so I don't get the belt. I don't get to keep it. So
yeah, it's weird.
Yeah, but Page should come out on top.
I think so.
He looks good. He's beat Shibata convincingly. Joe's going to put on a show because that's Joe. But I can't see why. It would make no sense. Like, who's the next guy in line if Page loses? MJF's still doing his movie. Swerve's still hurt. Switchblade's still out. So, like, those are the big three that I could think of that could be a champion at some point.
Yeah, I mean, I don't think it would be for lack of challengers, no matter who wins, because they've got such a deep locker room. Because I think Lashley and Shelton are just sitting there waiting. I think Lashley is a viable title contender, and if nothing else, it could be Lashley and Hangman next.
Yeah.
It's just that I don't know if anybody's going to be happy with that, because we talked about this before, but it's the idea of, well, this guy deserves a blah, blah, blah. I'm like, cool, but what if he doesn't win the belt? So how does the story change then? Like, I'm not disputing Lashley should have a championship shot, but if they don't put him over, are people going to consider that a waste? I wouldn't, but like, people can be kooky about some of this stuff, man. Like, it's either you win or if you don't win, it's over. And I'm like, that's not the case at all. But people have their favorites, and I get it. So,
But I think if Lashley does win this tournament and fights Page and loses, like, what? So, like, yeah, I agree with you 100%.
Yeah, I don't think it's a big deal.
I'm sorry, my brain went somewhere else for a second. What did they announce last night?
The Continental Classic tournament.
Yes. Yeah. Okay.
I think your hero's going to get that belt.
I hope so.
I hope so for you.
Will Ospreay, he's out for a while, isn't he?
Next year, at least, right?
Yeah, next year. So there's another one. He could be champion at some point, but yeah, you got too many. Your lock is so deep. Him,
Osprey's
Fletcher.
absolutely getting that belt for sure.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. There's no doubt about it. He's going to get it. So, no, Joe's got no shot.
And I think when Osprey gets it, it's going to be I think it'll be as satisfying as when Paige got it, perhaps, but on a different level.
Mm-hmm.
Because, when Osprey cuts his promos, he's talking to the camera and he's talking to the crowd in front of him.
Yes.
And that's a different approach than just, you listen here, I'm going to do this and do that. That's the threatening promo. When Will talks, he pulls people in. If he screws up his words, he just smiles and says, oh, my bad. So he's like Kingston to that degree. He'll pull the crowd in as he's talking and let you know, I screwed up. That's on me. So the more he pulls people in, the more people feel like they're part of his journey, kind of like they did with Cody and the other company. So, I think it'll mean a whole lot more when he goes over, but not more than Paige. I think it'll mean as much, but just on a different level.
Right. Yeah, I feel the same way. I don't think Hangman Page is going to lose this match, and Will Ospreay one day will win the title when he gets to come back from injury. I know, Tom, you said just a little bit ago that the new national champion, you kind of see them maybe getting in the face of Hangman Page. Is that a good idea if you're introducing a new championship and trying to solidify it? Would you have their new champion lose to the AEW world titles?
Well,
soon?
He could always defend the championship before he gets the world title shot and win. You know what I mean? I think the way, I'm just guessing here, I think the way they look at it is, hey, this guy's got a belt, he's over. I'm like, well, I don't know if I agree with that, but I think maybe that's how they view it. Well, this guy's got a belt, he's obviously over. Well, I mean, if he's not losing because he can't lose, because if he loses a match, you lose the belt, then I guess there's an argument to be made for that. But if matches just go through the motion or you never see them defend a belt, I don't know if I qualify that as being over. But
I'm gonna throw out a scenario before we wrap it up here. Say that Shelton Benjamin is the one who wins the national championship on Saturday. You could instead maybe take Bobby Lashley, but at the same time, do you want to make Bobby Lashley lose? Well, he's lost several times to Ricochet. Who cares at this point?
That's valid. Yeah.
See, that's what I mean. That's the conversation of, should Lashley go for the world title? And if this is not at you or anything, but like if people are worried about him getting pinned, I'm like, well, look, for the people yelling the loudest about he should get a world title shot, great. But when he gets pinned, are you going to be okay with it? And if the answer is no, then should he get a world title shot? Like, if Paige is my guy, then Paige is going to be my guy, and he ain't losing, and he's not going to lose to Bob. So if Bob doesn't pin him, does that mean the sky falls if Bob doesn't win? I don't think so, but it all, of course, depends on how it's booked, obviously.
Yes, and what do they use that afterwards? Do they pull Bobby Lashley down after that and put him into the never-ending silliness with Ricochet, or does he move on to something substantial? I don't know.
What if neither one of them win that belt and it's Ricochet?
I'd be okay with that.
Yeah, I'm kind of pulling for Shelton Benjamin to win on Saturday. It would be because everyone is.
He looks fantastic against Kung Fu Panda.
I think everyone is expecting Bobby Lashley or Ricochet to win, and I think that would be different. But I like different, so who knows?
Who knows?
I think Ricochet's doing. He's absolutely doing better character work than he ever did in the other company.
Yes.
I don't think it's even close. Like another company, he was the flippy guy, and that's what they wanted him to do. And now it feels like there's meat on the bone. And
I agree with that.
The fact that he's as thin as a sheet of paper is part of his charm. The fact that he's so full of crap you can smell him in the next state is part of his charm. I think that's why it's working, because it looks effortless. Because the great thing about being a heel, you can trip on the bottom rope, you can screw up your words, you can drop something, you can mess up. And it's okay, because you can just look at the crowd and go, it's your fault I did that, and everybody's fine. If you're a babyface brother, you ain't tripping, you ain't screwing up your word, you can't.
You're
Like
not making clucking noises.
a babyface can get booed out of the building for screwing something up, but a heel can screw up all day long. I think that takes a lot of pressure off.
He never stopped clucking.
No, he doesn't stop clucking. Thank God I will not know that sound until February. So who knows?
Scott says, "My hero, Tom Clark. When I grow up, I want to be just like him."
Scott Larson, you should aspire to bigger things, my friend. Trust me. Trust me. But I appreciate you.
Bless it. Well, that's the end. We have come to the end of our show. Thank you, Tom, and thank you, Ray, for joining us.
Thank you.
And happy Thanksgiving to you
Likewise.
both, and happy
Yeah,
Thanksgiving to everybody out there. And we'll see you guys next time. Bye. Good night, sweet peach. It's time to go. Good night, sweet peach. It's the end of the show. We hate to leave, but we really can't stay. So good night, sweet peach. Good night. I